Hello and welcome, and here is another update, and this update is really about the energy, the frequencies, the vibration. It is quite turbulent, and January for us was almost a little bit of taking a break, being in hibernation, although in the southern hemisphere it's summertime, and for us in the jungle it's actually rainy season. Nevertheless, that hibernation was not about not doing anything, very much the opposite. We were full on, and full on was really getting into the guidance that is coming and that is already present. So the whole theme of 2024 on many levels is really to deconstruct, to leave the old ways behind and really step into the new. If we're not doing it this year and the next 2 years, then what are we waiting for? So what is really happening? We're now in February. The new moon is coming up in Aquarius. The sun is in Aquarius. Pluto is active, the revolutionary. And so is Uranus, the higher consciousness, the cosmic consciousness. And all of that, and the wisdom, the cosmic wisdom. So I'm not an astrologer, but I love to connect and ride the wave with the cosmos. So I come from a very different perspective. However, if you are interested in more detail how to do that, I put a link of Heather Ainsworth into the description so that you can see where I am in evolutionary astrology and how I choose to align. What is interesting, of course, is in that ability to be in harmony, to be in sacred relationship with the cosmos, with the earth and all her shifts, it is easier to read signs. And this is, of course, something that is in our department, or in my department particularly. If I am out of sync and out of harmony with the cosmos, I can't see, if that makes sense. And so what came to us on the 27th of January was this amazing portal, which is the grand awakening of the heart to heart consciousness. So if you haven't heard about this yet, this is really about the heart awakening, a portal that is open at least for 2 years. And I feel that is very significant, that we are coming into higher consciousness, we are deconstructing the old, and we are rebirthing not only into our unique gifts, but also in our new ways together. So this is really what is happening energetically. I feel February will be turbulent for most of us, and it won't be easy for most of us. But nevertheless, the more we are entering into this portal and into heart awakening, it is possible. And if you're listening to whoever, you will hear that a lot has to do with our connection to the heart. It is all happening through the heart. So it's not that I'm the only crazy one here. It's just that our space is Sonko's worlds, the worlds of the heart. I've always been a man of the heart. We always worked with heart. So it's like, it's just very natural to us. But yes, the heart plays a much bigger role than it ever has before. And it is quite exciting. So what else is happening energetically for February? I feel there's some very clear choices to make. Where do we put our energy? What is guiding us? So the guidance at this moment is very important. Obviously, it doesn't come from mainstream. Obviously, it doesn't come from the news. And so for most of us, the guidance starts to come from within, but also to our connectedness into the worlds and dimensions of spirit, your soul family, your connection to angels and dragons and unicorns and angels. This is really where your guidance is. So I feel for many of us, meditate more, to get that guidance, to get that connection. Surely there are people like myself, I'm not the only one, who may guide you in one way or another. But as always, the same for healing, it's an inside job. We can guide you, we can support you and all these things, but really it is just like a catalyst and a light that's showing you who you are and what you can do with it. So it's a very exciting time this February, and it's a leap year, I believe, so we're having 29 days. Be prepared. Be prepared to become more sovereign this month. Trust yourself more than the logical mind and your programs and your safety and comfort. Trust your heart, and I'm very sure the ride will be possible. And yes, it's also a time, of course, to connect more. And this is where our deconstruction came in. So in the past, we mostly worked with people individually. We did a few retreats, we had a few things going, but this year, and this happened for us very clearly, this is our guidance, it's really more about community. It's really about getting out there, sharing the love, supporting people and initiating people in really finding their own mastery. And so that brings me to the 3 highlights. Well, it's 4, but 3 that are more constant, if you wish. So the first one is we are part of this beautiful Whale and Dolphin Conference. That is an online conference out of Germany. It is in German. And there we have already given an interview, and I'm yet to record the whale story that will go with that conference and will be available for a small investment. And so this is another thing that happened for us. We were living on Aini, and Aini, of course, in Quechua doesn't really mean an exchange of money at all. But it's that, I don't want to call it poverty consciousness, but I want to call it that shyness of actually asking for an investment. So the investment is obviously with the people who make it into themselves, and in return receiving the value and the guidance and the experience and the immersion, what we are providing. But the investment is actually in you. So yes, we're shifting totally from Aini, an exchange that in Quechua and the Inca traditions has nothing to do with money. And yes, money is still the main exchange, because whatever we do, we pay rent, we pay our internet, and like you, all the other expenses. And if we travel, like we do this year, we need to pay our tickets, and we need to pay our accommodation and our life. So there is no Aini in that sense. You invest in you, and we bring you endless value, much more than you can possibly imagine. So this is one big thing that we had to deconstruct. And this goes also in that direction of donations. And no, we can't live on donations. Unless you have a great pension, which I don't, and Ceci neither, unless you have a lot of wealth, you can't live on donations. It's just like that. And so it doesn't mean you have to be a business in the common sense, but you need to pay your expenses, which we do. But of course, when you have an energy of exchange that actually doesn't include money, it's kind of difficult energetically to manifest that. So we have changed into investment in you, because whatever we provide, whatever value we bring to you, for whatever we're doing for you, it's invested in you. It's not really for us. Yes, that investment that you make in you obviously allows us to do what we're doing and to live our life. So this is a huge deconstruction. For me to talk to you like that is really difficult. So there's this beautiful conference. The 3 most important things are Reconnect to the Heart, our first online program, but it's interactive and it's self-paced. So it started off with a summer program, and then the guidance came down in another way. We are currently in the last part. So Ceci is working in a way behind the scenes, but you will see her magic up front because she's the one who makes it beautiful. And not only makes it beautiful, but makes it accessible to you. And this doesn't only mean technology, that also means that the way of presentation is accessible. I'm more the speaker and creator, and I make videos and I create beautiful lessons and all of that. And Ceci is the one that puts it really together and adds that value that you can actually access it, right? So Reconnect to the Heart is just about to be launched, and we're very excited. We'll have you on board. We already have one that started before. So it is really exciting. It can be done in 3 months, but as I said, it's self-paced. It has 3 modules, and yes, it's very exciting, but I will talk more about that. The second part is so our retreat season, and it will start definitely here in Peru to have a kickoff of our Heartfire retreats that we are doing over the next, now I need to count, March, April, June, July, 4 months, and then see how it goes, if a second part is coming or if we're continuing that for the end of the year. We're still in the process of developing that, but we already know that this is on. And again, I will talk more about that and I will give you more information. But the Heartfire will be in Jamaica and in Europe. So apart from the kickoff here in our turf, close to my Hamburg. So that's the second, and the other one is one retreat only in Jamaica, and it's evolutionary leadership. Very excited about that. There's 2 wonderful friends coming on board to do that. So it's 4 of us, and we're gonna do some real magic in that evolutionary leadership retreat in the Blue Mountains. Very different kind of thing, life-changing. This is the evolutionary leap that many of you have been waiting for. Yes, so in a nutshell, this is what we are up to. This is what the energy is giving us. And now I'm invaded by ants. This is very interesting. But it's also a good time to say thank you and see you soon. Much love from my heart to yours.